Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to start out with the Bundle Monster items and then I'm going to move on to what I picked up from Lantern and Wren. So when it came to Bundle Monster, I was actually seeking new nail stamping polishes for my collection. I was missing some, I think, key colors in my collection, so that's kind of what I did. I originally went on to Bundle Monster actually to pick up a white polish because a lot of you recommended that to me. So that is the first thing that I picked up. And that is Bam White from Bundle Monster. I've heard that this was a really good white stamping polish, and because it's so inexpensive, I did decide to go ahead and pick this one up. I've used it, and I think it works pretty good. It kind of reminds me of the Queen white stamping polish, but a little bit more easy to access, I think. Even though Queen has a website, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of the items are limited, and Bundle Monster has a wide variety of things on their site. So I did go ahead and pick up Bam White. The next nail stamping polish that I picked up is Limelight. This is more of like a, I want to say like a grassy green. I do have a green stamping polish in my collection, but it's more of a vibrant green, and I felt like given the, I don't know, given like what's popular right now, it's kind of more of those natural tones going on right now, and I felt like Limelight would work for me, so I picked that one up. And then I picked up an orange, and this one is Marmalade. This kind of reminds me of like a true pumpkin orange, something about it. It's kind of got that more, I don't know, subdued look to it. It's not super vibrant, but it is definitely orange. The next one that I got is a pink, and this one is Babe Magnet. This is a very, very light pink, and I kind of knew going into it that it was going to be either a hit or a miss, and to be quite honest, this is probably a miss for me. It's not opaque enough to be its true color over black, so if you were maybe considering picking this one up, I would say it's a pass. I picked up a gray polish, and this one is Storm Cloud. This is more of a darker gray. At the time, the lighter gray that Bundle Monster had was out of stock, but I still wanted a gray in my collection because, I mean, I feel like it's kind of a basic color. I think I should have it in my nail stamping polish collection. So I did go ahead and pick this one up, and this one is Storm Cloud, if I didn't say that one already. Expanding my bases collection, I did go ahead and pick up a brown. This is more of a lighter brown, and this is Arabica. I haven't really seen too many browns out there, to be honest. I was kind of looking for one from Queen because I thought maybe they would have one, but I didn't see one there. I've also tried some other indie brands looking for a brown, and it just doesn't seem to be a popular color. But I follow MoU London on Instagram, and they do some neutral looks with browns, and it kind of inspired me to kind of branch out. I mean, I like brown as is, but I never considered using it in stamping and getting an actual brown stamping polish. So I did go ahead and pick that one up. The next two polishes are from the same collection. So Bundle Monster recently came out with a collection. I believe it was called Perennial Chic. I could be wrong. It was a trio. I decided to skip one of them, and I think it was just a pink. I already have a pink stamping polish in my collection, so I really couldn't justify that purchase. But I did pick up the other two, and the first one is Restless Dahlia. This is a salmon pink, and initially I was thinking to myself, Jody, maybe you shouldn't get Babe Magnet and Restless Dahlia. But as you can see, side by side, these are two different polishes. Restless Dahlia is much more of a salmon pink, and I will say this has a much better formula than Babe Magnet. The next one from that collection is Restless Dahlia, and I picked this one out because it looks like Susie and the Arctic Fox from OPI. That was a polish released in their fall 2017 collection, and actually last year in November I wanted to use it in a stamping mani, but because it's not a stamping polish, it's not opaque enough, I couldn't get it to stamp. So when I saw that Bundle Monster had this one, I knew I was going to buy it. This was one of the first polishes that I placed in my cart, and really I have no regrets. It has a fantastic formula. Moving on to the last two things that I picked up from the Bundle Monster website. The first one is Mani Mask. This is a cuticle protector, but this one is latex free. I have tried their Poly Peel, which is a latex cuticle protector, and I think it works really well. My problem is I just can't get over the smell. It stinks. It smells like latex ammonia. I just can't get over it, and it's kind of a mess to deal with once the latex starts drying. It just becomes there's just a lot of maintenance when it comes to cleaning the bottles, when it comes to those latex cuticle protectors. So when I saw that Bundle Monster had this, I felt like it was time for me to give it a chance, because really I've kind of avoided using my Poly Peel, and I'm glad that I did, because I think this is actually really, really good. It is really thin, so what I do is I apply two thin coats, and I peel from one side of my nail all the way to the other side, instead of peeling from the cuticle and like pulling it down like some people like to do. And I find that it just gives, I don't know, I mean, it just peels off easier. I did try doing it with, you know, peeling it. I'm rambling, just forget it. And the last thing I picked up from Bundle Monster is the pencil stamper. There's been so many things being said about this, some good, some not so good, so I felt like I needed to give it a shot and see what I think. I've considered doing a stamp with me video using this, so if you guys are interested in that, go ahead and let me know. I realize that this is kind of old news now. People either have it or already know they're not going to get one, but if you guys are interested in my thoughts or you want to see a stamp with me using this, go ahead and let me know. Now moving on to the items that I picked up from Lantern and Wren. This is going to be a little bit of an awkward transition. Maybe not, but one of the items I picked up from Lantern and Wren was actually from Bundle Monsters. So I picked up the nail stamping sleeves. I decided it was time because I have accumulated enough nail stamping plates that I stack them up on my desk, and when they get knocked over, I mean, they just fly all over the place, and that is so frustrating. So I felt like it was time to pick them up. The binder I picked up separately. This I picked up from Target. This is a 1-inch binder. I kind of regret the size decision that I made. I would probably, if I could go back in time, I would probably pick up a 2-inch binder, but for the time being, this works just fine. Each sleeve holds 12 plates total. That's 6 in the front and then 6 in the back, and it came with 10 sleeves, and so in total it's going to hold 120 plates. So I felt like that was a pretty good deal, and I think I paid $15 for that. Either way, I'm trying to get my life organized. I just want everything to be organized, and this makes me happy when I look at it because it's organized. I did decide to go ahead and pick up some stamping plates. You guys know that I've been into like buying stamping plates. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my new obsession and I need to put a restriction on that too. But I'm also into textures, and you guys know about that too. So when I placed this order, I did pick up 2 Lina Nail Art Supplies stamping plates. The first one is Make Your Mark 03. I picked this one up because there are a lot of textures in it, but in particular what really caught my eye was this blank space. I know that this plate has been out for some time, but given that I've just really been into nail stamping here hard lately, I felt like it was kind of a necessary thing, a necessary acquisition to my collection. This is really good for stamping on just white, so you don't have to apply multiple layers of white polish, and it's also good for doing gradients so that you're not using a latex sponge or a non-latex sponge and applying multiple coats of nail polish and, I mean, quite frankly, wasting a lot of nail polish. So hopefully I figure it out soon. I haven't messed around with it yet, but I've considered using this in a stamp with me video, so you guys are just gonna have to let me know if you guys are interested in that. The other plate that I picked up is the Make Your Mark 07. Once again, I picked this up because of the textures, and I did have some looks in mind that I wanted to use with this plate in particular. And the last thing that I picked up is the Hit the Bottle As Black as Night black stamping polish. I have, I think, 2 other Hit the Bottle stamping polishes, and they are so good. And I've seen swatches of their pastel stamping polishes, and I'm very tempted. I gotta say, I am very tempted. They look so good. So once again, I haven't tried this out yet, but from the swatches, I mean, this looks pretty darn good to me. Those are all the nail stamping supplies that I've picked up here recently. I did finally make a regular polish purchase, like multiple of them, so I will be hauling those here soon. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!